of St. Johnsbury and the Burton Bulldogs. We are going to introduce the starting lineups, beginning with the St. Johnsbury Academy Hilltoppers. Number 4, senior midfielder Jen Roddy. Number 6, junior midfielder May Singer. Number 7, junior back Sydney Lavoie. Number 10, sophomore forward Sierra Shippey. Number 11, junior forward Lily Leach. Number 13, senior back Diamond McKinney. And number 14, senior forward Leah Roddy. In goal, we have number 15, sophomore Mackenzie Grant. And number 17, senior back Zakiah Lewis. Number 24, junior midfielder Josie Schwanier. And number 25, senior back Selena Porter. The head coach for the Hilltoppers is Jeff Burrows. The assistant coach is Kristen Mankius. And for the Burton Bulldogs, in goal, number 00, 10th grader Carol Herbert. Number 2, senior defender Fiona McMahon. Number 7, sophomore midfielder Annette Zilka. Number 9, junior midfielder Hannah Dworkin. Number 10, senior defender Captain Aisha Navarette. Number 11, senior midfielder Sky Woodard. Number 12, senior midfielder Captain Olivia Watanabe. Number 16, freshman forward Rowan Russell.
352.
Number 17, junior forward Captain Grace Pincus. Number 21, junior defender Erin Iannuzzi. And number 24, junior midfielder Rebecca Montefray. The head coach for the Bulldogs is Suzanne Mears. She is assisted by Heidi Borhill and Kevin Morans. We have special guests tonight. We'd like to welcome the Dorset Middle School team. They will be playing at halftime. And now we ask that you please stand, face the flag. Please stand, face the flag for the singing of our national anthem by Burton Jr., Rebecca Montefray.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes. Oh shoot! Wait. I hate myself. Okay. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what's I am totally blanking right now. Please help me. Please help me.
Let's have the teams join in.
The twilight's last gleaming, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you so much to our special singer, Rebecca. Great effort and fantastic perseverance. Thank you to both teams for helping out. That's the way the anthem should be done. We thank you all for coming out to support your teams, and we remind you to do so in a positive manner.
We are ready for some Division I girls soccer action from Applejack Field here in beautiful Manchester, Vermont. We have a gorgeous night for soccer. I'm Jeff Barkley.
And I am Patrick Zilka. And I think we've just been entertained by one Rebecca Montefray with the help of her teammates and the other team, the Hilltoppers, joining in and helping her out.
It's good to be in Vermont. We help each other out in Vermont. This is a exciting night. We have the 3-4-1 Burn-Burton Bulldogs facing off against the 4-5 St. Johnsbury Hilltoppers.
We've got the Hilltoppers in white on the left side, and we've got the BBA Bulldogs in green.
Our referees this evening, head referee Patrick Whalen from Manchester, Vermont. Assistant referees Gary Sherman from Newfane, Vermont, and Randy Dewey from Proctor, Vermont. The Bulldogs are coached by Suzanne Mears in her 4th season as head coach. The Hilltoppers are coached by Jeff Burrows.
So the Hilltoppers will be moving, as far as Jeff Barkley and myself are concerned, from left to right. The white team, the Hilltoppers, and the BBA Bulldogs will be in dark green. They'll be moving, as we see it, from right to left. On the ball right now, we have Grace Pincus, ready to begin the game. Jeff, what do you think about tonight's game?
This is exciting. It's first ever live stream from Applejack Field, the finest soccer pitch in the state of Vermont. And we are taking our hats off to John O'Keefe, our town manager from the town of Vermont, who has gotten us to this point with a world-class facility here.
I believe he mowed the lawn 3 times from last night's football game to this evening's soccer game.
Yeah, was out here replacing the divots at 11 o'clock last night. So a lot more good soccer headed our way in the town of Manchester, and hopefully a lot more live streamed events thanks to our partnership with GNAT-TV and everybody there, along with the town of Manchester, bringing this stream to you all. And we are nearly underway here. We are underway. Sky Woodard at the center of the midfield for Burn-Burton. To Navarrete. To McMahon. And Leach intercepting it for St. Johnsbury. Taken down, and she is staying down. Throw in for St. Johnsbury. McKinney taking another throw for St. Johnsbury with some early pressure. Carol Herbert out to make the first save of the night for Burn-Burton. Flicked by Pincus and cleared away by St. Johnsbury. And right back in. Montefray with the cross. And Grant with the early save for St. Johnsbury.
Jeff, maybe you can fill us in on who the key players are for BBA at this point.
Well, I know that Coach Mears is looking for Woodard to control the midfield, control possession, and distribute. And their playmaker and most dangerous attacker being Grace Pincus, number 11.
So Grace would be number 17 up top with
and
the white
Woodard
headband.
number 11. Yep.
And Woodard is in the central midfield, number 11. There's our national anthem singer, Rebecca Montefray, on the right side with the ball.
Throw in for St. Johnsbury. Attacking run down the left side. Another save for Herbert. Big news on the Burton campus this past week as Grace Pincus made a verbal commitment to play Division I soccer in college at UMass.
I believe she has a sister playing some soccer too.
I believe she does.
Her sister's playing at Colgate University as a freshman. Ernai Newsy with the ball on the left side, passes Zilka.
Zilka's pass picked off by Singer.
Olivia Watanabe,
BBA.
number 12. We're still trying to find our spots here. It's me.
Lewis intercepting that play. Throw in Burton.
So I know we've had a little contact with the St. Johnsbury Hilltopper coach. Anything you want to focus on, share with the...
Through ball into Pincus, offsides. Flag is up.
Share with the wonderful people listening in tonight their approach for tonight's game, the Hilltoppers.
4-4-2 lineup with Roddy and Singer controlling their center, their midfield. And I'm not sure which Roddy. I guess it's Jen Roddy is the senior midfielder, and her younger sister Leah.
So I think Leah is the scorer.
Yeah, also a senior. The Roddy twins.
I'm guessing that makes them twins. Or one is an exceptional student. It's one or the other.
And one is older than the other as well, but.
And not by minutes. You're talking by a year, obviously.
Well, we don't know.
And I believe BBA is possibly in a 4-3-3 to counter the Hilltoppers.
Yes.
4-4-2.
Pincus down the right side, stripped by St. Johnsbury and cleared away.
So it's a beautiful fall evening here. It's probably about, what, 55 degrees?
Slight wind, no wind advantage.
Clouds up above.
Grant with a beautiful punt headed down by Woodard. Dworkin on the right side playing it up to Pincus. Montefray to Woodard and cleared away. Roddy for St. Johnsbury with some speed down the left side. Played but well defended by McMahon. And the cross handled comfortably by Herbert. Looking like St. Johnsbury has some speed up front, Pat.
Yeah, the back's not having trouble just yet, but you can see that she's pretty fast. I believe it's Roddy.
McKinney with the defensive play.
Applejack is a pretty wide field. It's 120 by 75 to put things in perspective. The biggest field in England is 115 by 75. So this is a gigantic field.
These girls are going to get a workout. Iannuzzi. Throw in Burton.
So it can't be underestimated how wide this field is. Just when you think the ball is rolling out on the other side, it's not. So the players have to use all the width.
Throw in St. Johnsbury. Well, look how much narrower the football lines are.
Yeah, the football lines, they played here last night.
50 yards wide. And
it was BBA versus Middlebury, and it was a wonderful game. But it's about 12 yards, 15 yards on each side. So
yeah,
it's about 25 yards wider in totality. That's Rowan Russell.
9th grader.
Rowan Russell is the lone starting freshman for BBA. Rowan's got a sister, Piper Russell, as well, who you will be seeing shortly.
Aisha Navarrete, co-captain, taking the free kick for Burton. Collected by Pincus, the through ball attempt cleared away. Leach saves it for St. Johnsbury. Well defended by Iannuzzi. Zilka. Ball played out of bounds. Throw in St. Johnsbury. Woodard up to Russell. Ball out. Throw in St. Johnsbury. Big switch of play by Shippey. Lavoie putting it back in, and Woodard, who is quite tall, has won another header for BBA. This is Schwanier clearing away for St. Johnsbury.
So about 9 minutes deep into the game, you can see that there's a lot of work in the middle of the field here. Both teams trying to get used to each other.
Through ball. McMahon clearing for BBA.
So early on, it looks like the Hilltoppers are playing very direct soccer right now, trying to go over the top and send their runners forward.
Yep, with their speed. Leach is in, and the foul on Leach. Free kick coming out for Burton. Coach Burrows not happy with the call. Navarrete to take the free kick.
Coach Burrows making his case to the refs.
Woodard with the switch of play. And that was Porter for St. Johnsbury with the clear. And the big through ball once again. Herbert is out, makes the easy play. Rowan Russell off the chin, and the left foot up to Zilka. Defended by Lewis. Quick throw into Pincus. This is Leach for St. Johnsbury. Up ahead to Roddy and cleared away by Navarrete. And a race for the ball over there on the far side.
Again, the Hilltoppers trying to play very direct, over the top, down the flanks, through the middle.
I think Aisha Navarrette's going to have her hands full with Roddy.
We're about to find out. Aisha's a senior at BBA. So she's got some experience.
Ball out, throw in, St. Johnsbury. This is Iannuzzi. Back to Herbert. I'm not sure if Carol Herbert meant to do that, but it worked out well for her. St. Johnsbury keeping it in their half.
So it seems like St. Johnsbury has been holding onto the ball and having just a few more chances.
McKinney making a run forward. Iannuzzi back. Well defended by Iannuzzi once again. Watanabe's clearing attempt blocked. A little pressure by St. Johnsbury. Watanabe again. Stolen by Woodard. Referee put his whistle to his mouth, did not blow it for Pincus's handball. Throw in Byrne Burton. Piper Russell entering the game for Annette Zilka.
The first 14 minutes tells me it's going to be more on the physical side.
Flick off by Pincus to an overlapping Piper Russell with a nice serve into the box. Woodard with a left-footed shot, save Grant. Beautiful flick on by Roddy. Up to Leach, but McMahon read it well.
The Hilltoppers right now seem a little bit in control of this game.
Long throw in, McMahon will let it run out for a goal kick.
So the Hilltoppers have one sophomore starting in their lineup tonight, and that is Sierra Shippey. The rest of the team are juniors and seniors, so it's
experienced group for Coach Burrows. Suzanne Mears at Byrne Burton starting some younger players.
Well, you got Rowan Russell up top, number 15, the freshman. You got Annette Zilka, sophomore. Piper Russell just came in for Annette, another sophomore. Carol Herbert,
goalkeeper's a sophomore. Rowan Russell did not see that ball. Herbert out. Flag is up for offsides.
So we went through the schedules of both teams, and it seems like on paper they're pretty fairly matched up. What do you think?
I think you're right, Pat. Both teams losing to the likes of Essex, St. Johnsbury, South Burlington by similar scores.
So on paper, these teams seem pretty even.
Having some easier time with non-league opponents. McMahon breaking up the play.
So it seems like BBA is trying to use the width more a little bit. I guess they have a little bit more experience with Applejack.
Montefiore with attempted through ball to Pincus. Broken up. Leach breaking down the left side. Blocked by McMahon and cleared by Navarrette.
So BBA is trying to use the width a little bit more, having played here many times.
Subs coming in the game. Number 14, Christina Harmon for Byrne Burton.
For Aaron Iannuzzi, number 21.
And number 12, Ellie Rice.
Christina's the right back.
Johnsbury.
She's a senior. She's been on this team for a while. Has the experience.
And Ellie Rice coming in the game for Sierra Shippey in the midfield for St. Johnsbury.
So I thought Coach Burrows made an interesting comment earlier. We had some contact with him through an email, and he kind of stated how most of his players play more than one sport. And the key to their success has just been their athleticism.
Their speed, their strength. Burton trying to build it up out of the back, and that gets thwarted by St. Johnsbury. Kicked out of bounds by Navarrete. Corner kick, St. Johnsbury.
That's Shinrati. She's fast down there. Able to get past right back. Luckily stopped by.
Served in and into the side of the net, goal kick.
And another point that Coach Burrows mentioned was, I believe, how none of his players play club soccer, which cannot be said for both teams. So, again, this is...
And they're giving Burton all they can handle at the moment. McMahon coming out of the back. Through ball attempt to Russell. And in now on the foot of Pincus. And that was a hard shot to the head of Christina Harmon, who is staying down.
So what do we think so far about the game, Jeff?
It's a very competitive game. Carol Herbert in the Burton goal has been a little busier, I think, don't you think?
Yes. Again, I think that St. Johnsbury, the Hilltoppers, have been very direct and using their speed and really challenging Aisha, Navarrete, and Fiona McMahon back there with their speed. They've done a nice job.
So far, the scoring chances have not been too terribly dangerous, but the ball has been down in the Burton defensive third.
The crowd's kind of quiet right now as they're checking on Christina.
Yeah, earlier in the season, St. Johnsbury started off with shutout wins over Green Mountain Valley, Lakes Region Union, Bellows Free Academy, and Brattleboro Union, scoring close to 20 goals and allowing none, but then came up against some tough opposition up there in the northern part of Vermont, Mount Mansfield, Burlington, Champlain Valley, and so they are on a 4-game losing streak, which obviously they're hoping to end this evening.
And then I think the BBA Bulldogs have sort of had the reverse schedule where they had a bit of a slow start and have come on as of late.
And several road trips for Burton up to Essex, South Burlington, Champlain Valley resulted in one-sided, lopsided losses.
Christina Harmon. Sorry?
Recently, the Bulldogs have begun to turn things around. Christina Harmon walking off the field, and hopefully she'll be able to return to the game. The Burton athletic trainer walking her off.
Christina looks like a pretty tough kid. Aaron Iannuzzi coming in for Christina as a right back. Again, BBA is playing a 4-3-3 versus the Hilltoppers 4-4-2.
Strong throw in on the left side by St. Johnsbury.
Again, as we're seeing it, Hilltoppers are going from left to right, and there is a wind going from left to right as well, so the Hilltoppers do have a wind in their favor, and it's just picked up in the last 5-10 minutes, so it should be interesting to see how they how they use that wind.
Woodard with the left foot out to Russell on the left side, attacking. McKinney breaking up the play for St. Johnsbury. McKinney is tough to get around. Dworkin with a cross that winds up at the feet of Grace Pincus. Turn and shoots wide.
Piper coming down the left side, and the ball cleared out to the flank where Hannah Dworkin was. Again, BBA using the width of the field to their advantage as best they can, trying to pull out the defenders of the Hilltoppers.
Ball laid back to Herbert for the big clear. Pincus to Woodard. Back to Pincus. Space in midfield for the long ball, which goalkeeper coming out. Grant making a courageous play.
It's a nice serve by Grace Pincus. It's a
Dangerous
40-yard
ball.
serve.
Through ball. The Roddy girls combining well. And the cross.
I think she had some time there. If her teammate just would have spoken to her. Left back
Dworkin.
Hannah Dworkin was good 15 yards off. She had time to turn, sort of move her hips around and really face up to the goal for a serve in a dangerous area, but kind of rushed it. Again, wind going from left to right, so the wind probably didn't help her there.
And we will try to get the Roddy twins straight. That is Leah playing the right forward position, who has the ball once again, attacking dangerously. Cross in, and I think she would love to have that one back again. Good analysis from my partner Patrick Zilka, assistant men's soccer coach at Southern Vermont College, who had an important draw today in the league play against New England College.
Correct.
Congratulations,
Thank
Coach.
you very much. It's very exciting. I think the kids were very happy. We've had a, I don't know if challenging season is the right phrase, but
That's got to feel good, though. Again, while you're being a heavy underdog.
well, they're projected
as a tie.
they're projected to finish first in the conference. So I think the boys were pretty happy. And another ball sails wide past the goal. Get in the box. The wind is going from left to right. I'm guessing it's like that down on the field. We're protected very nicely by this little booth that we're in. This is a beautiful booth, by the way. Manchester's done a wonderful job getting Applejack field here.
Woodard flick on to Russell. Back to Pincus to McMahon. And McMahon under heavy pressure. This is Ellie Rice for St. Johnsbury. Intercepted by Dworkin. And a back pass, which I think she wanted to put a little bit more on that back pass,
Yeah.
don't you think, Coach?
A little more weight on that ball. Carol had to panic. Fortunately, Carol's always on her toes.
She came out quickly.
Look at number 14, Christina Harmon on the field, who was hurt earlier. She seems like she's
Wanting to
good
come,
spirits.
Wanting to come back in.
They're all wanting to come back in. That wind is really making the ball dive quicker than you think.
Woodard with another through ball. Dangerous play. Piper Russell coming on the play. McKinney misses. Grant down for a nice save.
And those are the Russell sisters. First Piper, then Rowan. Those two never stop running.
You got a feeling it's going to be one of the Roddy sisters or one of the Russell sisters that breaks through for one of these teams, Coach. Hannah Dworkin over to Pincus with space. Ball will stay in play.
Again, it's a really wide field. That ball is
throw in.
2 feet from the end line and out of bounds. Let's see what BBA does here. See if they lock it in or they let him come out.
Leach playing the ball out of bounds. Throw in for Hannah Dworkin.
Now, one of the keys here is Rebecca Montefray all the way on the right side. Again, using the width of this field. Let's see if they switch fields, which they do.
Woodard to Navarrete. And to Iannuzzi. And there's Montefray.
And the thing about switching fields like that is it really tires out the defense.
Through ball, headed beautifully away.
So you may not see any results now, but in the second half, if you possess the ball and you move that ball from one side of the field to the other, what you get is a tired team who is defending. And it begins to show in the second half. So
Burton playing a little bit more with possession the last couple of minutes.
Trying to use the width.
Switching sides again. Nice move by Pincus. Lewis blocking that through ball attempt.
Again, making the Hilltoppers move from right to left.
Back to Pincus with space. Over to Dworkin with space into the box. Beautiful defensive play by Schwanier. I'm wondering if we're seeing the tide turn. Roddy and McMahon. Roddy goes by her. Shot on goal. Over the bar. Wow. So Burton under control in the opposing end, and look what happens in the blink of an eye.
The counter happens quickly.
Yeah.
And I think Aisha Navarrete and Fiona McMahon are ready for that. But it does happen quickly, and that's soccer, so you got to be on your toes. And they are prepared for it because they've already seen the direct play from the Hilltoppers, who are extremely dangerous.
Leah Roddy showing some speed that Burton has not seen this season. Ball cleared wide.
So again, we're on the left side of the field here, moving from right to left.
Substitution.
As we see it.
This is Carrie Ann
Campbell
in for Piper Russell.
Carrie Ann's a senior. She's got experience. She's tough.
Obstruction call against St. Johnsbury. Indirect free kick for Burton.
With a little bit of space, Carrie Ann has a strong foot and can be a danger up top. Rowan did a nice job.
Aisha Navarrete with the long run up. And into the box. That'll be an easy save for Grant. I think she wanted a little softer touch on that, maybe, Coach, just to put it in right over the back line.
And I think the wind is sort of curving that ball down and out, or at least not where you expect. And she probably wanted to serve it more across the mouth of the goal. This is Roddy again, number 14,
against Iannuzzi. Shot rolls into Herbert once again.
To give you some perspective, that was probably about a 25, 30-yard shot. Again, this is a very big field. These kids are running more than on a typical field, being 120 by 75.
Love to see the opportunities for them to spread out and play possession soccer. It's pretty to watch. Both teams with some good skill.
And I don't know about you, but I never really got a chance to play Under the Lights. What a fantastic night. Under the Lights, Saturday night soccer. That's Grace Pincus.
She's not afraid to go down for a slide. Played the ball cleanly, throw in Burton. Rebecca Montefray. Substitution. This is Zilka. And that's Zilka coming in, Piper Russell.
So interestingly here,
a little
Jeff,
shift of sides for Montefray.
The Hilltoppers play a 4-4-2, but on defense they actually play a 5-3-2. They drop the weak side winger, and they stay compact, so they make it.
Maybe.
They make it quite difficult to get through.
Foul. Trip against Grace Pincus. This is a dangerous position for her to possibly have a go at goal. No wall. Now a late wall being put into play. Shot in and a goal by Pincus. Coach Burrows trying to get a wall formed, which did not happen, and he is very frustrated. The St. Johnsbury defense not organized on that free kick, and Pincus took advantage of it, Coach.
Well, this goalkeeper has nothing to be ashamed of. That was a bullet from 34 yards out to a Division I future athlete, so no shame there, but still I'm sure she's frustrated.
Yeah. Beautiful shot by Pincus. Held in by Burton.
Little pinball there.
Dworkin
having some troubles.
Gets it picked off. The through ball goes behind Roddy. I think she was running on, making a diagonal run, wanted that ball out in front of her. Through ball in. Grant out to make the play outside the box.
Carrie Campbell is a tough kid, and she knows the game, so she's waiting for Grace's through ball.
Stretching the St. Johnsbury back line.
Hilltopper's doing a really nice job in the midfield, though. But you got to imagine that this field and its size is going to weigh on the team who does not possess more.
Pincus lays it back for Woodard. And misfiring towards Zilka, but held in. Another shot by Pincus, who's gotten a sudden surge of confidence to let it fly.
Another 35-yard shot by Pincus, who's got no fear. Her and Sky Woodard are not afraid to shoot from
long distances.
35, 40 yards out. We've got wind up here. I just don't know which way it's going right now. It might actually be going, as I'm looking at the flag above us to our right, across the field now. So, and the wind does make a difference.
Montefray intercepting that throw in.
Nice little combination there.
And she gets it back. Left-footed service into Pincus. Defended well by St. Johnsbury.
St. Johnsbury doing a good job of tracking the midfield runner, Grace Pincus.
Jen Roddy intercepting that play.
You know, there are 5 ways that goals are scored, Jeff Barkley. Did you know that? One of those ways is not tracking midfield runners. That's how you give up goals. So that was a really nice job by the Hilltoppers. I'm not sure which Hilltopper that was.
That was Jen Roddy, number 4. And you would think that the scouting report would have somebody on Grace Pincus at all times. Woodard laying it back to Iannuzzi. Over to Montefray, the left-footed shot in the goal. Rebecca Montefray, left-footed bullet under the goalie into the right corner. Burton goes up 2-0 with 6 minutes, 50 seconds remaining in the first half. How'd that take place,
Well,
Coach?
that whole play starts with Sky Woodard holding on to that ball and being able to manage through the defenders. Gets the ball to Grace. Grace also has to manage through a couple of defenders. Gets the ball to Zilka, who gets the ball to Carrie Ann. Carrie Ann is a strong kid on the ball and able to cross that ball to Rebecca, who finished.
Got through that cross got through the defense. Wasn't sure how if one of the defenders misplayed that or it got through. But
these are
Montefray in the right spot to finish that first time.
These are some strong players on both sides. It's a physical game. Nothing out of hand, but it's a physical game, and being able to hold on to that ball while someone is hanging on your shoulder is not an easy thing to do.
Sierra Shippey playing the ball down to the right side and gaining a corner.
Well, the midfield runners having to track back and mark up.
Number 4, Jen Roddy taking the corner for St. Johnsbury.
So one of the other ways of scoring goals or giving up goals is set pieces.
Beautiful service, cleared away by Grace Pincus, put right back in by McKinney, and cleared again by Byrne Burton.
Little pinball here in the middle, trying to figure it out.
And the flag is up.
It's about 5 minutes left in the first half of what is a gorgeous night here at Manchester Center, Applejack Field in Vermont. I feel like an SNL character with our voices, you know. We've got our own radio show in our basement, just talking quietly. This is my 14th time doing this? Oh no, this is our first time.
Yeah, but you know, that's what you and I do on Saturday nights. We get together, we do soccer play-by-play, so, but no one's listening. Hopefully there's a couple. Montefray.
I think my mom is. It's a battle down there.
McKinney doing a great job on Montefray, laying it out to Roddy, who's got space, and she's got some speed.
Hannah Dworkin doing a nice job.
Step on it.
Doing a nice job delaying that attack.
And ball coming right back in for Byrne Burton.
Becca doing a nice job talking.
Pincus going through. Flag stays down. Lays it back, and the shot handled cleanly by Grant. All the way back to Herbert. Cleared out. Woodard flicks to Zilka, who lays it back to Iannuzzi. To Woodard and to Navarrete. Byrne Burton slowing it down and gaining possession here.
I think she got a little impatient there. Turn the ball over in the center. So this is what I'm talking about here is the possession on this big field.
That was Hannah Dworkin who tripped over the ball, and St. Johnsbury not able to take advantage of that. Fiona McMahon up to Grace Pincus, to Montefray down the left side. Flag goes up for offsides, number 11. Lily Leach.
So this is what we were talking
about. Back.
This is what we were talking about earlier. Is the possession of one team holding onto that ball longer than the other will really tire out that other team, who has to continually shift from one side of the field to the other and press and move to work with that ball that's continually moving.
The last 15 minutes or so, Byrne Burton has seemed to take control of the match a bit more. Oh, a very, very hard collision on the right side. And another hard collision. This time the referee calls it. It will be a free kick for Byrne Burton. And that was Claire Iannuzzi on the receiving end.
Grace is on the ball.
Grace Pincus lining up again. I'm sure Mackenzie Grant is well aware. This time out of bounds.
And no offsides. I'm not sure which one they'll go with.
Multiple substitutions coming in for Burn Burton, Christina Harmon, and Stella Turner. For St. Johnsbury, Ellie Coyle, and number 21, Maddie Cushing at the right back.
St. Johnsbury did a really nice job earlier in the first 15 minutes of attacking. Just wasn't able to get through.
Well read by Leach.
But I don't think the Hilltoppers are a team to easily give up, so.
Closing in on 1 minute remaining in the first half. Sierra Shippey to throw the ball in for St. Johnsbury. Maddie Cushing playing it in, throw in Burn Burton, 50 seconds remaining in the first half. Chipping it in, there's Roddy. She can turn. Stella Turner defending, and Rebecca Montefray back on defense. Cross in for Leach, Harmon's there, shot over the goal. That was a chance for Ellie Coyle. With 20 seconds remaining, she would love to have that shot back again.
I think the second half is going to be, well, let me ask you, Coach. Well, Jeff Barkley's a coach, an administrator, he does it all, and then a commentator. What do you think the adjustments are going to be for the Hilltoppers in the half? For the second half?
I think defensively they're going to have to try to take some space away from Woodard and Pincus, who took control of that half the last 20 minutes or so.
How about attacking? How do you think they changed their attack?
I don't know. I think they were pretty dangerous. And they were a bit unlucky, but they were lacking quality in that final touch or so. They do have some dangerous players with a lot of speed. But Burn Burton weathered the storm and then got 2 timely goals to take the lead at halftime. Hope you all are enjoying a beautiful Saturday evening. I know we are. And score at halftime, Burn Burton Academy 2, St. Johnsbury Academy 0.
Seriously.
I'm like,
I said,
I think
So at halftime, we've got about 8.5 minutes left. Jeff Barkley and I are going to take 5 minutes, 6 minutes here, and we'll come back before the start of the second half. Please join us. Thanks for coming.
Sounds on.
Welcome back to Applejack Field in Manchester Center, Vermont. We are set for the second half kickoff. St. Johnsbury Academy Hilltoppers in white, moving right to left, trailing the Burton Academy Lady Bulldogs. 2-0 is the score, and we are underway for the second half. Coach Zilka, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think the Hilltoppers are going to press a little bit more here, being down by 2 goals. They're going to continue to play direct because it seems like that's their strength. They have 2 very fast forwards. And I'm guessing their midfield is going to get up a little bit higher than they were in the first half, as well as their backs, trying to lock it in. I will say the wind, again, as we're looking at it, is going from left to right, so it's in BBA's favor.
Grace Pincus, number 17 for BBA, serving a long ball to Montefiore down the left side. Flag stays down.
It's about a 60-yard ball.
Left-footed strike into the box. Rebound. Another rebound. Woodard in alone. And one of the St. Johnsbury players made a goal-saving
I'll tell you who it was.
Stab at the ball.
Who do you think it was? Number 4.
All the way back.
Roddy.
Making another retreating run into the box.
These Roddy sisters are
all over the field.
Yeah.
Serve into the box. Saved by Mackenzie Grant.
So in the future, maybe we'll try and get a guest up here. One I have in mind is maybe Brad Ring, local sports hero.
A collision at midfield. And Coach Burrows not happy with the no call. Serve into the box. Mackenzie Grant save, but concedes the corner.
So it's going to be tough for the Hilltoppers in the second half, only because the wind's going. It seems like it's going left to right, but I'm in a box. What do I know? My co-commentator here is just Snapchatting really quickly. Just kidding.
Woodard with the big serve. Pincus gets a head on it, and she's wishing she could have another crack at that one. She had a clean header and mishit it. Goal kick, St. Johnsbury. Brad Ring would be an excellent halftime guest.
Yes, he would. So it says 61 degrees, but it feels just a little bit colder than that right now.
Ball picked off by Roddy. Here come the Hilltoppers. Zilka tracking back. Now Iannuzzi. Shot on goal.
I think Carroll will take those.
May Singer. One hopper to Herbert.
Those 35-yard shots are into the wind are going to be tough. They're either going to need to get runners up and hope for some rebounds or
bouncing ball.
Try and get him behind.
Sky Woodard losing the ball. A rare loss, and referee Pat Whalen making the call. Free kick, St. Johnsbury. Woodard perplexed by the call.
That was Woodard, and how are you pronouncing it? It's not Chouanier. Sounds French. Chouanier. Chouanier. Parlez-vous français?
Josie Chouanier on the defense. Roddy with the service into the box. Herbert out to make the play. She loses it and regains possession. And a long ball by Herbert gets through. Lewis, who retreats back to the goalie. Off of Lewis, open goal for Pincus, and it's in the net. And that was a very unfortunate situation for Mackenzie Grant. Her clearance off her own player right to the foot of Grace Pincus, and her second goal of the night. 3-0 Burton. Opportunistic goal, Coach.
I'd say that comes down to communication between the goalkeeper and her center back. They need to be a little bit more clear on who's going to have that ball, and that center back needs to clear out and allow that goalie to just clear it. And lack of communication will get you in that spot.
That's a big goal, that third goal.
So do we have some first half stats maybe that we can share with the people, the good people of, I guess, of the world, right? I mean, this is a world event.
Here they are. They're just being handed to me right now, Coach. Take a look. What do we got?
Thank you, Jimmy. Jimmy just gave us the stats here. We had BBA with 7 shots versus St. Johnsbury Hilltoppers with 8 shots. So it was pretty fair there, pretty even. Shots on goal. BBA had 5 shots on goal versus the Hilltoppers 3 shots on goal.
Sky Woodard left-footed turn. Big save by Grant. She went down and made a nice block. Rebound comes back to Pincus. Cross in.
And of course the big stat was the 2 goals.
Calmly played out. Oh. Leah Roddy trying the back header. Waiting for her time. And
little knock hockey.
St. Johnsbury trying to play that ball ahead to Leah Roddy. Unsuccessfully so far, and the wind does seem to be picking up, Coach.
Left to right. This is going to make it again a little bit difficult for the Hilltoppers.
Selena Porter coming back into the game for St. Johnsbury.
But there's 34 minutes left, so focus on that first goal. Try and get back in the game and take it from there. They've had some opportunities. It hasn't been a one-sided affair.
Player down.
Fast.
And cleared away by Burton. Out to Grace Pincus.
Is that Roddy again, number 4 on the right side? I guess it is.
Lewis clears it. But Pincus regains it for Burton. Out to Dworkin and into the box. Russell out. Great play by Mackenzie Grant. That was a 50-50 ball, and Grant wins it. Russell hobbling a little bit, but she is still out there hustling for the ball.
We've got another throw in the deep right side. That's trying to find feet. Number 7.
Pincus turns on that left foot of hers that she likes so much.
Number 6 for the Hilltoppers steps up nicely and blocks it.
Out to Pincus, waiting for that clear. She is double teamed, and she's going to hold that ball, lay it off nicely out to Zilka on the right side. Blocked by Lavoie. Throw in Burton.
Hilltoppers with their heels here, a little bit back on their heels. BBA feeling a little confident here.
Yeah, that third goal by Pincus had to hurt.
Foul on number 7. Sydney Lavoie.
Sky Woodard coming over to take the kick.
Sure, I've butchered her name several times. I apologize.
And you know she'll be looking for Pincus. Header by Russell, just wide. And we've got a corner.
So the Hilltoppers have 8 in the wall here, or at least 8 lined up. They're man marked.
Near post service, cleared away. Out to Woodard. Back to Dworkin. And the ball laid behind Zilka, and opportunity for a break. Leah Roddy will keep it in. Fiona McMahon coming over to play, and she is beaten by Roddy. By herself at the moment. Shot just wide. That was a good effort by Leah Roddy.
Well, Leah
Burton's got to be careful on that counterattack.
Leah did a really nice job there being patient and getting Fiona to commit and try and go for that ball, and she seemed effortlessly moved around her, and I know
substitutions. Diamond McKinney back in the game for St. Johnsbury. ninth grader Daisy O'Keefe in the game for Burton.
McMahon is a good athlete, so for Roddy to be able to get her to commit and sort of lunge for that ball.
Navarrete didn't like what she saw. She'll have another go. It sends it long. O'Keefe attempted the flick.
Daisy O'Keefe, the daughter of John O'Keefe, the town manager, who has pretty much set this whole gig up for us here.
He's a proud man right now.
He's done a wonderful job in the community for soccer. John O'Keefe has been responsible for bringing something north of 30 college games to this field, this town.
Throw in for St. Johnsbury, goes long. Carol Herbert scoops it up.
So the field is in immaculate condition. Again, John O'Keefe and his staff here at Applejack did a great job mowing the lawn 3 times here, so it's very tight. But what you're getting a little bit is some of these kids not being able to find their footing.
Yeah, a little bit soft. The early season saw a run of Division III and Division I college matches here at Applejack, which were a real treat for the local folks to see. The likes of the University of Albany, University of Vermont, men's and women's matches, Division III matches, scrimmages, and so the coaches are hearing about it. The Southern Vermont College men's and women's teams both in action here on Applejack Field. So the word is getting around.
I was coughing because Southern Vermont College has played here many times. They love this field.
Ball in, open net, tapped in by Zilka. Beautiful service in by Pincus. And that's a proud moment.
That's fantastic.
For the man on my left here.
I'm sure her mom's very happy. It's a great cross by Grace Pincus. 40-yard cross that went past the keeper and a simple tap-in.
4-0 Burton, and it's a quiet St. Johnsbury bench at the moment.
BBA starting to feel it now. It's 28 minutes left in the game. But so they've had Middlebury here. They've had UVM, as you said. UMass. They've had a bunch of really good teams here.
The Vermont Catamount men's team came and played here and trained here before they went down to Duke to play in their early season tournament because they wanted to play on the best natural turf field they could find. Coach Burrows urging his Hilltoppers to stay focused and to dig deep.
So, what's the name of this field? I know we're at Applejack Stadium, but what is the name of this field that we're playing on here?
I believe it's just Applejack Field right. At Applejack Stadium.
I was actually talking about the John Eckhart Field, which is next door to us. My bad. This is what happens when you're on live television.
So,
Hilltoppers.
What Coach Zilka was referring to are the other two amazingly immaculate fields right next to Applejack Field, which are full-size fields, Eckhart and McClellan Fields, where the BBA girls JV team beat St. Johnsbury beforehand by a score of 5-0. Breakout for Woodard. The flag stays down and Pincus is in. And here comes number 17, Lewis, to break up the play.
Wow, she really...
And she is... Pincus earned a free kick.
Grace Pincus is not slow, so number 17...
Close the gap there.
Lewis, she's got some wheels. Jeff Burrows is disagreeing.
Service for Pincus into the box. Save McKenzie. Grant. Corner kick, Burton.
As I look across the field here, there are 200 to 300 spectators here. Got a substitution. Carrie Campbell coming in for the freshman Rowan Russell.
Rowan Russell out. And she took a hard knock on that tackle a few minutes ago. Daisy O'Keefe header over the bar.
Daisy O'Keefe is a sophomore.
I thought she was a freshman.
Oh, she's a freshman. I don't know why I was thinking she's a sophomore. 2 freshmen on the team.
Well, she is taller than you are, so
Yeah.
when you look up to her, I think she's a sophomore.
That's because I'm 4 feet tall. Daisy O'Keefe and Rowan Russell, 2 freshmen for BBA. I'm 50% sure of that. Again, BBA trying to use the width of Applejack field here.
Harmon up to Montefray and broken up.
And you can see all that running that was going on in the first half, and the possession for BBA is really, I want to say, taking a toll a little bit on the Hilltoppers, as well as the wind.
Leah Roddy misjudged that one a little bit. Possibly a good through ball.
So BBA lost a bunch of their games earlier on in the season, but they've made some tactical adjustments over the last couple of weeks, moving Hannah Dworkin from a winger outside midfield role to right back. And she's looked pretty comfortable back there. Hannah Dworkin is a junior. She's played club soccer for some time. And
foul on Carrie Ann Collins. Free kick for St. Johnsbury. And this is Jen Roddy lining up as Burton sets their wall. Serve in. Carol Herbert momentarily loses the handle. Picks up the rebound.
I think Miss Herbert is a little bit upset about the number 6 running into her a little bit. This ball has been bouncing in front of, over, and then behind the Hilltoppers with this wind.
Lewis with a nice move and a nice clearance up to Roddy, who can turn, and away they go. And ball up on the right side. Flag stays down. Attempted cross over the end line for a goal kick for Burton.
Was that a cross or a shot? I felt
Turner, Russell, Kopech, and Watanabe back in the game for Burton. And I did not catch who re-entered the game for St. Johnsbury.
That's my fault. I was looking at my notes. Kind of left-hand man am I?
This was number 6.
Well, number 10 came out. Number 10 came out,
Yeah.
Shippy.
Long attempt at goal wide. Goal kick BBA.
So not all of these kids are slipping, so I'm wondering if it's the cleats, the shoes they're wearing. Because we walked on the field earlier, and the field it's pretty nice. Got some kids running in the background. 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, enjoying the evening. 23 coming in for number 14.
Leah Roddy needing a little bit of medical attention. Aisha Navarrete with the goal kick. And St. Johnsbury putting a little bit of pressure on here. And they've earned a corner.
So the Hilltoppers will leave 3 back, send 1 in, or at least send 6 in.
Serve in, and ball coming all the way through. Lewis attempt to play it back in. McKinney will get there for St. Johnsbury, and she is fouled by Montefiore.
Well, that seemed a lot worse than I guess it was, because she popped right back up.
That winning streak that you mentioned Burton is on, they have not allowed a goal in 2 full games and then another 60 minutes. So that's a long stretch of shutout ball for the Burton defense. Piper Russell coming down the right side. And that was Lavoie coming over to make a strong defensive play. Turner. And it will trickle out of bounds. Throw in St. Johnsbury. Ball blocked and held in.
So Daisy O'Keefe made that pass back, number 20, the freshman. She'll be on this team for the next 3 years. She will be around for quite a while for the Bulldogs, as will Rowan Russell, 2 freshmen that have made an immediate contribution to the Bulldogs.
Getting some good experience this year. Throw in up to Leach. Navarrete on the defense, closes, but concedes the corner. And let's see if St. Johnsbury can dial up anything special for this set piece. Zakiah Lewis coming forward from her center back position.
Again, the Hilltoppers will leave 3 back and send 6 in for the corner kick.
I think I would send one more of those girls forward, wouldn't you, Coach?
Well, they've got 3 that are guarding the forward.
Serve in, ball loose, and in the back of the net. St. Johnsbury on the board. Attempted clearance by Burton went right off of St. Johnsbury. Attacker's foot straight in the back of the net.
One of the ways you give up goals, set pieces. Gotta mark your runner, and then you gotta stay with your runner. Or in this case, you gotta stay with your man or player.
So, Coach Burrows, hopeful that this can give his team a little spark.
I guess he didn't need to send one more in. I guess 6 was the perfect number.
Yeah.
It's 18:45 left in the game. BBA holds a 4-1 lead. Just reading some of my texts here. Very funny. You made fun of. Well, the Hilltoppers earn another corner kick.
And life back into the St. Johnsbury Hilltoppers bench. They can feel it. And let's see how the Burton defense responds here.
We got 1 on the keeper. We got 5 at the top of the 18.
Another high serve in. Ball's loose again. And we've got a dangerous play on the Hilltopper girl who fell. That was Zakiah Porter. And referee blows the whistle for a dangerous play.
So when the player is down, if the other player just attempts to try and kick the ball, they have to call it dangerous play, and the player who's down on the ground, their team gives up the ball. So unfortunately for the Hilltoppers.
Unfortunate. And once again, it may have been the footing. Sky trying to come back in. Sky Woodard, Aaron Iannuzzi waiting to come back in. Wondering if Coach Mears is getting a little uncomfortable with this pressure, which the Hilltoppers are putting back on.
BBA doing a good job using that width again.
Switching the play beautifully. This is Piper Russell back into the box. O'Keefe lays it back to Turner, and she is under pressure. Does a nice job turning.
Still is a hockey player in the winter, so she's not afraid of a little contact.
Used her positioning and leverage quite well.
So for the Hilltoppers, I believe 18 just came in for number 23.
I believe that was Leah Roddy, who got a bloody nose, and she has a new jersey.
Good for her.
Yes, back in the game.
Like a New Jersey.
Yeah, and she's got the ball. Fiona McMahon breaks up the play. Suzanne Mears also putting Sky Woodard back in the game, in the back at a center back position.
And also Iannuzzi for Navarrete, who came off, and I believe Christina Harmon. Two seniors who will be moving on to college next year. Two fine students.
Leach to Chouanier, and broken up by Watanabe.
Got to give it to the Hilltoppers. They do not give up.
And here they come again. A through ball into Leach. Herbert coming out. Well played by Herbert.
I mean, they're seeing their chances, the Hilltoppers. I'd say it's a little bit too direct, maybe. Carroll's a pretty aggressive goalie, so you don't want to maybe see the flags more on those passes.
Porter, flag stays down. Roddy's in. Herbert breaks up the play.
Again, Herbert likes to be on her toes.
Herbert a full 30 yards out from the goal, and if Roddy had gotten by Herbert, she could have dribbled it right into the net. Number 19 into the game for St. Johnsbury, Kylie Lapitte. And she will take the throw on the far side. Game of inches, Coach.
What time do we have? Gotta get me some dinner after this. 7:30. The night is still young. Not for a 49-year-old man, though.
Broken up by McMahon. This is Chouanier. Back to Porter and right back in. This one will go all the way to Carol Herbert.
A little too direct. They probably want to start seeing the flags there and getting their players in. They've got the speed. Just got to give their players a little opportunity, especially their forwards. Well, specifically their forwards.
O'Keefe with a nice ball in. Cleared by Porter, but right to Watanabe. O'Keefe's ball wide. Can Russell keep it in?
So those are tough passes with the forward, Carrie and Campbell, running straight up the field, and Olivia Watanabe right behind her trying to thread that needle. I think Carrie Ann wants to sort of run wider, create some space, and then come onto that ball. It's little information for you.
There's hopefully a lot of youth soccer coaches out there listening and watching this game, Coach, and can learn from
should probably take my own advice.
Your expertise. Maddie Cushing back in the game for St. Johnsbury.
As is Rowan Russell for Carrie Ann Campbell. There's Piper Russell, her sister. Sky popping it back in.
That's Olivia Watanabe. Daisy O'Keefe laying it wide. Out to Iannuzzi. Broken up by St. Johnsbury. Battle at midfield. Burton has the numbers. Watanabe playing it wide. This one will stay in. Lavoie plays it out. Stella Turner with the throw into Russell. And cleared out to Woodard, who calmly lays it in. Burton electing to calmly keep possession of the ball, but Turner gives it up. Opportunity for a breakout for St. Johnsbury, broken up by McMahon.
So I think what that Hilltopper wants to do,
turnover right
she wants
there.
to hold on to that ball a little bit longer, try and engage a defender, pull her in a little bit, allow her forward, which is Roddy, to get a little bit higher up because she's got such speed, and then drop the ball in behind. And then Roddy has a little bit more of an advantage. But this way, the center back has been too far back, BBA's, and it's been tough for Roddy to get in behind because that ball is going in too early, making it difficult for her to catch up. And to the center back's credit for BBA.
This is still Montefray with the ball all the way. She will shoot with her right foot, and it goes wide for a goal kick. Sorry, Coach,
no,
continue.
that's to Fiona's credit. She recognizes that and gives herself a little bit more space, knowing that Roddy is so quick. But really, I think what the Hilltoppers want to do is engage that defender, give Roddy a little bit more time, and then drop it in behind.
And the last throw in, Millie Klarner, number 2 in the game for St. Johnsbury at left midfield position. And we're wondering if Coach Burrows is going to throw any more numbers forward here. It still looks the forwards are outnumbered.
I think now you need to get the outside backs involved. Right now they're watching. I want to say the Hilltoppers are watching their teammate dribble, and they need to sort of get runners forward. Maybe some diagonal runs, disrupt the back line, get something going here. Get the back line talking, confuses them, and who knows? But they just might be tired. Again, it's
ball
a really
kept
big
in.
field.
Russell keeping it in and stealing on the far side. Plays it over to her sister Piper, who misplays it. Held in by Turner. Back to Piper, Russell. Throw in Burton. Piper Russell lays it in to Rowan Russell, cleared away, and here comes St. Johnsbury. Can they break it out?
So to the Hilltoppers' credit, they're not giving up. They're not just booting the ball when they're on defense. They're trying to possess and trying to push the ball up. They unfortunately lost it there, but
they just need some more numbers forward. Iannuzzi up to Montefray. And here goes Burton again with a nice looking attack. Broken up by Lewis.
I think one of the advantages of playing here before is realizing the width of this field and using it to your advantage, which is really what BBA has been doing all evening. See, the back line here for the Hilltoppers is back, and they need to be up. Staying connected to their midfield line staying connected to the front line. But it's been a long night. They've done a lot of running.
Ball held in nicely by Roddy.
Papers flying all over the place here in this box with the wind. I'd say it's about 18 miles an hour going from left to right.
I do think BBA has the wind advantage in the second half here. Jen Roddy laying it out. Klarner cannot get there. Flag up, ball is out of bounds. This will be a throw in for St. Johnsbury with subs coming in. Pincus, Navarrete, and Zilka re-entering the game for Burton. Along with number 5, Caitlin Gerard for St. Johnsbury.
Coming out for the Bulldogs is Russell, O'Keefe, and McMahon.
Yeah.
Number 13. Go ahead, sorry.
7 minutes remaining. And St. Johnsbury needs one pretty quickly if they're hoping to mount any sort of comeback. Leach and Woodard doing a nice battle there. Zilka cannot get to that ball, which is cleared away by St. Johnsbury.
Four to 1 here. About 6 minutes left in the game. All right, midfield staying connected to the forwards. So maybe we've got something here for the Hilltoppers.
Schwanner attempting to find Leach, and Navarrete is there once again, who's going to just, I think Burnburton's just going to start clearing some long ones out of the back. Ball held in by Kopech.
It's a nice job. Kopech has got some wheels. I didn't realize she was so fast. Must run in the family.
Very athletic family. And a free kick has been given. Sky Woodard coming up to lay this into the box. And Grace Pincus making a run to the near post. This has gone to the far post and cleared away. Space for Schwanier. And she cannot find Roddy. Navarrete playing it long.
Oh.
And
not sure she played the ball there.
Rebecca Montefray with
that was Rebecca Montefray doing her best Roseanne Barr imitation.
A little assertiveness
with the national anthem. She did a wonderful job. The only difference is that Rebecca has a wonderful voice. But she forgot the words earlier on, which was no big deal because her teammates and the other team jumped in and joined her. It was it's kind of a special moment, I thought. Two teams coming together and helping a peer out.
That's Pincus winning that ball on the far side and now giving it up as she was double teamed. And Aaron Iannuzzi coming through to send it up to Montefray. Zilka laying it in and out of bounds.
My
goal kick.
My phone is blowing up because I mentioned the 18-mile-per-hour winds. Not really 18 mile per hour. It's more like 6. But it does make a little bit of a difference.
Jasmine Rochelle into the game for Burnburton. For Montefray.
Hilltopper still staying with the 4-4-2. We got 2 up top.
Schwanier doing a nice job in the midfield to distribute wide on the right side. Up to Leach. And Pincus will get back.
You see, this is the trouble here, is the midfield line is not staying connected to the front line, or at least the back line is not staying connected either. So when the ball is being knocked back in, they're too far to retain possession of that ball, and the Bulldogs easily take it and come back down.
They're just ready for it.
So it is exhausting, but realize the alternative is giving the ball to the other team. And
good battle over in the corner. Rowan Russell wins it, serves one in. Mackenzie Grant fields it easily, and we are under 3 minutes to go here in the second half from Applejack Field. Burnburton holding on to a 4-1 lead over St. Johnsbury. And Zilka laying it back to Watanabe. Burnburton switches the field. This is Rochelle. Throw in for Stella Turner.
Always love seeing that when a midfielder sees the run developing and feeds the ball into space for the player. Sort of seeing what's happening in advance.
Number 16, Avery Tomczyk.
Let's give the Hilltoppers credit.
Into the game.
They've not given up. They've not quit. They've kept the game close, and really a few chances made earlier on. This game's a different game.
So Schwanner laying up the wing to Roddy. Woodard there. And off of Roddy's foot, throw in Burton. Minute and a half to play.
I gotta say, Jeff, it's been a wonderful experience commentating with you here tonight.
Your analysis of the match, Pat, has been spot on as usual.
I'm not sure that's correct, but I'll take it. I was planning on doing a whole bunch of knock-knock jokes, but that just didn't transpire.
Oh, the serve into Roddy.
This guy makes
Woodard's
very bright decision to just knock it out and let her team get organized.
Coach Burroughs waving his back line forward for one more attack. Lavoie's throw in, I'm sorry. Another long throw in the box. It gets through, and St. Johnsbury does not have a runner coming on the back post.
Again, Carol is always on her toes, ready to come forward, which makes it difficult to put that ball in behind the back line.
Burton gearing up for league action against Mount Anthony and Mill River this coming week, and the Lady Bulldogs pouring onto the field down to congratulate Carol Herbert, and the final score here from Applejack Field: Burton 4, St. Johnsbury 1. This was a really, really fun match to watch. Well played by both teams. Coach, final thoughts.
Chiefs concession stand, an iPhone. If you've lost your cell phone, please go to Chiefs concession stand and identify it.
I'm lucky I have my iPhone with me right now. I thought the Hilltoppers had some chances early on in the game with their fast forwards. They played very direct, which did cause some trouble for the two backs, Fiona McMahon and Aisha Navarrete. Unfortunately, they didn't get anything through, and that was their chance in the first half because the wind was with them. Second half, well, BBA knocks two in on a 35-yard bullet from Grace Pincus, and then second half they had the wind behind their back, and it sort of rolled easy for them after that. But great game. Jeff Barkley, thanks so much for commentating with me, and
pleasure. Pat Zilka, go SVC. And good luck in the rest of the season, and maybe I don't know if you being the interim head coach today is any sign of.
The head coach had to leave for the day, so I was fortunate to coach a collegiate soccer game today, my second one, and the boys played well against a very tough team, but this was a great game tonight. It was exciting to watch, and thank you everyone for joining us.
I just wanted to say a huge thank you to John O'Keefe and the town of Manchester offices for putting on this event, hosting this stream, and thank you to GNAT-TV. GNAT-TV is a treasure of our local community as well, so thanks so much to everybody at GNAT for the technology, and we hope to bring more live streams to you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.